All right. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the MSUWMA podcast. I am one of your hosts, Justin Halverson, current president of WMA, and today we have a special show for you. We are introducing one of our new hosts, Costa Gianiodis. Costa, excited to have you here, man.
Yeah, thanks for having me. It's excited to kind of introduce myself.
Yeah, you're a fellow WA member, man. It's been great. I know we've worked together now a couple times and been in some classes together. So, just right off the bat, do you mind introducing yourself? Who are you, man, and what's your involvement with WMA?
Yeah, so like you said, my name's Costa Gianiodis. I'm the treasurer at WMA, or in WMA rather. Um, Senior finance major. I'm in the CFP program, so I've been in that for 2 years now. I'll finish that up once I graduate. I've got, I think, 2 more classes, including this semester's classes, and then I'll be done with that. Aside from that, I was born in Lansing, been here my whole life. My family are huge Spartans. Both my parents actually work at MSU. My dad's a swim coach, and then my mom works in the College of Agriculture and Natural Resources. So you could say I was kind of born to be a Spartan. I even aside from that, though, I still love the campus, love the school to death. But it's yeah, I mean, currently I have a little bit of internship experience at Plant Moran with you, as you know, last summer, and then I'm looking at some full-time opportunities for next summer, starting next summer.
That's very cool, man. You mentioned the CFP program. So, do you plan on sitting for the CFP here after you graduate in May?
Yeah, I do. Actually, one of the offers I'm looking at right now is the Financial Advisor Development Program with Vanguard, and they actually lay out time. So it would be basically a year from now. They would, if I got the offer, they would lay out time. It's about 6 weeks that you study and take the CFP. So if I end up going that route, then that's what I'll do. Otherwise, I would take it basically immediately out of school, which I think is something that we've discussed together. So yeah, try to get it done maybe in July, and then just get it out of the way.
Yeah, I know. Might as well, right? I think I'm gonna try the June or July, and definitely doing that next as soon as I graduate. I mean, why not? I know people I worked with at Plant this summer in the internship. It's like they graduated and now they go and they have to take classes afterwards. So I'm very grateful. Grateful I
Yeah,
don't have to do more school.
yeah, and
So
it's great that obviously MSU has the program now, and that's mainly due to Schiestel's efforts in getting the program up and running. But it just makes more sense to take it immediately because you're still in that sort of like school testing mindset. So as long as you can kind of keep that rhythm going after you graduate, which may be a little difficult, but we'll see. We'll see.
yeah, no, I know that's fair. I think it will be easier. I definitely agree with you there. So let me ask you this, man. Did you come to MSU like aware of the program? I know I didn't. I know I didn't think I was gonna be a finance major. So, grew up in Lansing. So when you decided to become a Spartan, was this going into the CFP program? Was this something you always thought about doing?
No, actually, so I came into MSU my senior year of high school. I thought I was going to go into engineering. And then I actually watched a movie called The Big Short. I'm sure you're probably familiar with it.
Oh
And
yeah.
it kind of exposed me to the finance world. So I switched my like preferred major to finance before I came here. So I came in as a business major. And then sort of in my sophomore year, I think so fall of junior year, I got into WMA. And I was just sort of like a general member and would go to the meetings when I could, and started getting more exposure to like wealth management. And what really stood out to me was a lot of careers in finance, you sort of only work on the technical side. So like investment banking or like a private equity, corporate finance, you're just kind of like looking at spreadsheets a lot or majority of the time. And I think that wealth management gives you sort of both aspects. So you work on the technical side, you're working in the portfolios, making investment decisions on behalf of your clients. And then at the same time, you have to kind of foster relationships with people and be able to bring new clients in and keep expanding your business, whether if that's for yourself, if you're like sort of self-employed, you have your own firm, or if that's for your company. Most companies will eventually require you to start bringing in new clients and new business. So just the sort of two-edged sword of wealth management was something that stood out to me. And I'm loving it so far, so I'm going to stick with it for sure.
That's so, yeah, man. The client facing is the great part of it. I couldn't agree more, man. Two-edged sword. That's a great way to put it. I never heard it put like that before. I can speak volumes to that, man. I totally agree. I definitely want to be on that client facing side. Like I really love investments. I love keeping up with the market, but I know I have to have some kind of career that puts me in front of clients and, yeah, lets me grow a book of business. So kudos to you for being the same, man. I know we're going to switch gears a little bit here. I know we're bringing you on today, I guess, to introduce you as a new co-host on the WMA podcast. So far, it's mostly been me for anybody that's listening. We had our first show with Justin Jackson, who's our fellow co-host, fellow WMA e-board member. But now we're bringing you on, Costa. So I'd like to ask you this, man. What are you looking for, looking to get out of the podcast? Are you looking to talk to certain kind of people? What's your goal working as a host on the podcast in the future?
Oh man, I think it mainly just to kind of increase my exposure to the wealth management world and kind of meet some of the people that I look up to. I know we actually currently have a podcast recorded with someone that I follow pretty closely in terms of like reading their blog and the kind of content that they put out, which was really cool because I've read their stuff for like a year and a half, and then finally getting to meet them, even though it was virtually, obviously, but kind of getting to put a face to the name and have like a real conversation with them. That was really cool. And that episode's probably coming out pretty soon here. But aside from that, yeah, I mean, just kind of increasing my exposure, talking to people that I that are in the position that I eventually want to be in, and asking them things. And then obviously producing the content for our listeners and giving them the best experience possible in terms of like, real life experiences from these people, and people who have a lot of experience in the industry and kind of passing that on to the next generation, which I think is kind of the core of the mission of the group. So yeah.
That's great, man. That's totally the mission of the group. The person you're referring to is, everybody will find that out here in 2 days, because the plan is you're coming out here on Tuesday, and we'll have the show with your first ever, solo pod here that's going to be coming out on Thursday. So everybody gets to find out who that is. And yeah, couldn't agree more, man. It's totally the mission. We're trying to pass this on. Do you mind telling us a little bit, I guess, then about some of the opportunities you've had? I will steal one from you because this was one we were able to go to together, but that was the FPA Fall Symposium last year. That was so cool for the two of us to go down before COVID, when we could still see people in person. We got to go to a conference with all these advisors, learn from these people from Morgan Stanley, JP Morgan, all over, and totally free. We just had to drive down there. So that's a little bit of my experiences. What about you, man? Like, what do you think are some of the biggest opportunities that you've seen since you've joined the financial planning program and WMA?
Well, I think the guest speakers are a huge part of it. That's really where you make sort of more intimate connections with professionals and maybe eventually use that to kind of leverage into a recruitment into their firm. Like you have like the career fairs, and those are great, but there's like 1,000 people there, and it's like they see so many faces, and you don't really get a good connection with someone there. So having these guest speakers in and being able to sort of ask them questions one-on-one, or more so one-on-one than a career fair would be, is great for students. And I've definitely used that to kind of leverage into, like, obviously this past summer with Mike Moran, that kind of started in WMA for me, and then just reaching out to people kind of on my own. But Aside from that, I mean, we're always looking for opportunities for students, like you said, with FPA. FPA has really been a big partner of ours, like getting people down to the symposium, like you said, but then connecting us to their job board, and then we post things on our job board. And yeah, I mean, and then sort of like third and final, the group's really stepped up this year. Obviously, like with the content creation with the podcast, but then we've gotten a lot more guest speakers in, or we'll have a lot more this semester. We're doing a lot more on social media, and I think that's a testament to you because you put in a lot of work for the group, and then also we've got a great e-board this year, and everybody's really willing to pitch in and take the group kind of to the next level and grow it. Especially for underclassmen who, will kind of step up into the leadership roles in the next couple of years here.
Yeah, that's a great point, man. You bring up great points because, some people have to be able to be there to lead, take over the podcast when we're gone. So couldn't agree more. And I appreciate, you giving me the shout out there, but yeah, I couldn't do it without the great e-board. Costa, you've been fantastic. Everybody on the team this year, couldn't have done it without you guys. So have to give you guys all the credit. So, Costa, this is, sorry, what were you saying, man?
No, I just said absolutely. I agree 100%.
Yeah, awesome. So Costa, this is great, man. I'm so looking forward to hearing all your podcasts. I guess, is there anything else you'd like to say? Is there anything else we didn't cover today that you'd like to tell WMA members? Anything to look forward to?
No, the only thing I would say is for anybody listening right now, continue to keep listening to the podcast. Make sure you subscribe and share it with your friends. Keep getting the word out. We've got some absolutely amazing content coming up for you guys starting on Thursday. And then we're working on getting some more great guests in, some people that you might recognize if you keep up with like the news and you watch CNBC or read any like kind of financial media or anything like that. So continue to keep tuning in and listening to the podcasts.
Could not have said it better myself, my friend. Costa, thanks again.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me.
Hello, everyone. This is Vincent Pacello, weekly news contributor for MSUWMA and producer for the MSUWMA podcast. We hope you enjoyed today's episode. If you did, please share and subscribe to our channel. Hope to see you on the next one.